as shared in the previous Reel 58 VRE, the fisherman, bound by his vow on the advice of the sage, lost his life to keep his word. His wife, too, followed the same path. Also destroyed her life through a snaky arrow trademark symbol S-bite. In reward, Karma blessed them with rebirths amidst blooming flowers. Continue to the next part of this divine tale. The fisherman was reborn into a wealthy family as an exceptionally charming boy. However, his mother passed away during childbirth. When the boy turned 5, his father fell gravely ill and was nearing death. On his deathbed, he called his closest friend, Vishnu Bhushan, and entrusted him with the care of his only son, along with his entire wealth and property. Vishnu Bhushan promised to raise the boy as his own, and soon after, the father passed away peacefully. The boy was brought home by Vishnu Bhushan and was named Ashok. Around the same time, Vishnu Bhushan himself was blessed with a beautiful baby girl, whom he lovingly named Pritika. However, destiny took a cruel turn for Ashok. Despite his charm and innocence, Vishnu Bhushan gradually began to dislike his friendiro trademark symbol S son. Instead of treating him with affection, he made Ashok do all kinds of household chores like a servant. One winter morning, a Muniraj and his pupil arrived at Vishnu Bhushan house for ahar alms. As they sat outside in the pleasant sunlight, the pupil curiously asked the Guru, "Can such an attractive and graceful boy really be a servant? One day, he is destined to marry the daughter of Seth and inherits his wealth." Unfortunately, Vishnu Bhushan overheard these words. Consumed by fear and suspicion, he became determined to erase Ashokayuro trademark symbol as existence completely. Now Vishnu Bhushan was determined to destroy the boy Ashok once and for all. He hired a Chandal to take the boy into the forest and kill him. The Chandal lured Ashok into the forest on the pretext of showing him wild animals. However, upon seeing the child innocence, his heart melted, and instead of killing him, he decided to leave him to the mercy of God. He placed the sleeping boy under a large tree and left, believing the wild beasts might take their course. After some time, a wealthy merchant, Seth, and his wife, Sethani, happened to pass that way in their horse-driven buggy. They noticed the lonely child sleeping by himself and were moved with concern. When they woke him and asked where he wished to go, the frightened boy burst into tears, unable to speak. Sethani gently asked if he would like to come with them and live as their own child. On his nod of acceptance, they took him home to another city and began raising him lovingly as their son. Later, fortune blessed the couple with another son and a daughter. Yet, Seth never made any distinction between his own children and Ashok. All three received equal love, fine education, and thorough training in the family business. As they grew up, the eldest Ashok became a handsome and graceful young man, admired and cherished by the Sethani with pride. Meanwhile, Vishnu Bhushan lived in the comfort of his delusion, convinced that his rival, young Ashok, was long gone, unaware of the reality that destiny had different plans. Seth Vishnu Bhushan happened to visit another city for business, where he met his old friend, the new father of Ashok, after a long time. Both were overjoyed to see each other again. During their conversation, the topic turned to their children. Realizing that the children on both sides were of marriageable age, they decided that a union between their families would further strengthen their bond. Ashok's father praised the charming nature of Vishnu Bhushan's daughter, and Vishnu Bhushan gladly agreed to marry his daughter to Ashok. "Since you are here," said Ashok, trademark symbol as father, it would be good for you to meet my son, Ashok. He will be here shortly. Fortunately, two old friends met after a long time and decided to marry their children. When Vishnu Bhushan saw Ashok at his friend's house, he immediately recognized him and was shocked to find the boy still alive. Rage filled his heart, and he began plotting the death of Ashok once again. He secretly wrote a letter to his wife, instructing her that the bearer of the message was a great enemy who must be killed at once. He handed the letter to Ashok, saying kindly that he should deliver it to his family and meet his daughter as well. Vishnu Bhushan, furious to see Ashok alive, sent him home with a letter instructing his wife to kill him immediately. At dawn, Ashok set out on horseback toward Vishnu Bhushan trademark symbol as home. On the way, he stopped to rest beneath the same large tree where he had once fallen asleep as a child. A young woman passing by noticed the handsome young man sleeping peacefully. Out of curiosity, she took the letter from his pocket and read it. Realizing its cruel intent, she changed a single word, replacing kill with marry, and quietly slipped the letter back before leaving the place. Reaching Vishnu Bhushan house, Ashok handed over the letter to an elderly lady. The entire family was pleased after reading its contents, and Ashok was immediately approved as a suitable match for the daughter. Following the written instructions, the marriage was solemnized without delay. After the ceremony, Ashok wished to return home with his bride, but her mother advised him to wait until his father-in-law returned and gave them his blessings. A few days passed, and Ashok did not return home. Vishnu Bhushan trademark symbol as friend expressed concern, and Bhushan volunteered to look into the matter himself. On the way, he was pleased, assuming that his plan had succeeded and his enemy was no more. However, upon reaching home, he was shocked to find that his daughter was married and that her husband was none other than Ashok himself. The situation had completely reversed his expectations. Furious, Bhushan shouted at his wife and chased her into a room. "How dare you marry our daughter to my enemy Ashok without my permission?" he roared. His wife replied calmly, "You yourself wrote that the marriage should be performed without delay, and we only followed your instructions." When shown the letter, Bhushan realized that someone had tampered with it by inserting a deceptive word. Remembering Muniraj's prophecy, he grew fearful but once again resolved to make his daughter a widow. Enraged, Bhushan decided once more to eliminate Ashok. For his second attempt, Bhushan hired a Chandal, instructing him to kill the man who would visit the forest temple to offer ritual materials. Bhushan then told his son-in-law, "As per our tradition, you must make an offering at the forest temple tomorrow morning." The next day, as Ashok set out, his brother-in-law met him on the way, saying, "Jija, the temple is quite far away. Let me go in your place and make the offering." Later, Bhushan received word that the plan had succeeded and his target was dead. But when he returned home, he was stunned to see Ashok alive while learning that his own son had been killed instead. Overcome with grief, Bhushan broke down in tears. His wife, seeing his despair, said, "Your 2 attempts have failed, now let me try. In her plan, Bhushan's wife prepared 2 kinds of sweet laddus, one mixed with poison but more delicious, meant only for Ashok, and another batch for the rest of the family. She instructed her daughter carefully, "Serve only the delicious ones to your husband." One day, Bhushan came home very hungry and asked for something tasty to eat. Without knowing, the daughter served him the poisoned laddus, meant for her husband. Bhushan ate to them and died instantly. Devastated by failure, his wife, in a fit of desperation, asked her daughter for the same delicious laddus and also consumed them, thus meeting her own end. The entire family perished by their own schemes. As foretold by Muniraj, Ashok ultimately inherited all the wealth and properties of his in-laws. Wise Ashok came to know that his in-laws had made 3 attempts to take his life, but each time their plans had failed. Curious to understand the mystery behind these events, he sought answers to 2 important questions. 1. What was the reason his life was saved on all 3 occasions? 2. Who was the unknown lady who appeared who rescued him in difficult moment? Muniraj explained, "In your previous birth, you had saved the life of a fish 3 times. That very fish has been reborn in this life as the young lady who came to your aid in the moment of danger. He wished to do even better in the present life.